Okay, in this screencast, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use the Podlove Publisher plugin for WordPress, and it's a plugin that allows you to create really cool podcasts with, actually the player allows you to use chapter marks in your podcasts so that people can skip through to different areas. But it also just, it has even if you don't use the chapter marks, it just creates a very cool podcast player that you can associate a picture with here. You can also have your guest down here with their website and Facebook and Twitter addresses. And I'm just going to show you how I'm migrating my podcast from a hosting system called Podbean over to a WordPress installation. I've got all my old data here. This is an old episode on Podbean. And what I'm going to do is just take this title and I'm going to copy it, and I'll show you how this works. I'm going to hit add new and open a new tab, and I'm just going to paste in the title. Oops, I didn't mean to do that there. I want that up here. And the title is important because it gives you your show slug, which is down here, and that will have that will make everything, all the files need to have that name that are associated with this episode. So I have an MP3 file, M4A, and a picture, and I'm not doing any chapters for this episode, but most episodes I do have chapters. The next thing I'm going to do is, since this is an old episode, I'm going to change the date, and I'm going to go look. Well, let me copy the rest of this post first. And put that there. This is in the WordPress post, and this, I'm going to put this summary area down here. This will get baked into the audio file, and this is Eric Orton subtitle, and I'm going to add category, podcast, tags, barefoot running. I could add a featured image if I want. I can add a contributor, which would be Eric. I'm going to do that at a later time, actually, because I'm trying to batch process these to get all my episodes over as quickly as possible. And I have everything, all my original files stored on Google Drive, but when I was first recording podcasts, I didn't do a very good job of naming them or anything like that. And that's a great thing about Podlove. It really helps you keep everything organized. So I'm going to take that show slug, copy that, and I'm going to rename my file over on my Google Drive, Eric Orton, and rename it to what it should be. This is the source file. Now I'm going to go back to Podlove Publisher plugin on WordPress, and I can right within this post, I can upload my file to Auphonic, which will process my audio file and make it sound really nice. And there it suggested the file that this is associated with. And what I can actually do here is create a production in Auphonic right from this post, and it'll start getting everything going. So I'm going to hit create production. Now you could check this start after creation if you want to start right away. I actually need to tweak it a little bit more, and so I'm going to create the production. That's going to send it over to Auphonic, this file that's in my Google Drive, and it'll start my production, or create it at least. And okay, now it says here, now if you manage everything over on Auphonic, you can use this to get your results, import your metadata. Actually, one more thing I need to do from this episode is get the duration. And I'm going to open this production because I want to associate an image with it. And on this page, this will open your Auphonic. If you're not using Auphonic, you really need to think about using it, because it makes your audio sound great. It levels your audio, it removes background noise and hiss, and it makes all your audio files at the same loudness level. Now, like I said, I like to have a picture with mine, and the reason I do that is because if you look at my site here, this WordPress site, it puts the pictures in your archives, so it's pretty nice to look through these and you can see the different people that I've had on the show. So that's why I like to do this extra step of putting a picture. So I already have a picture of Eric right here. This is my guest for the show. Now I'm just going to save this. I'm going to go back to the tab that I was producing in WordPress, and now what I'm going to do is hit publish when done. I'm going to start that production that's over here. See, it says not yet started yet on Auphonic. So I'm just going to start the production, and I click publish when done. Actually, I'm going to save it as a draft first, just in case anything happens. But if you'll see, if I refresh this page, it says audio processing. Normally I would have to go into Auphonic and click start, but I can do that right from within WordPress. So that's pretty cool. So that's how I am migrating over my podcasts. And yeah, give Podlove Publisher a try. Thanks.